Right, so at GearFest UK last year, Hum Audio showed us one of the first versions of their N Trophy modular console. Here at NAMM, they've got a much larger version with a centre section as well. Wojtek's going to talk us through its key features.
So let's start with the channel. Starting from the top, we have a preamp based on a Jensen 990 op-amp, so you get a nice, clean, musical sounding pre. If you like things on the dirtier side, you can engage our transformer in and out. On top of that, you have a selection of THD types, from asymmetrical to symmetrical, and you can blend them, put up as much as you want in a signal chain. Going next, we have an insert point. You can put it in and out. There's also a blending that can be engaged. After that, what we have is an optical compressor with a tube makeup gain. It has a sidechain filter that it can go off the filter. It can be sidechain of the external input in the back. It can also be sidechain for auxiliary 7 or 8. For instance, you put your kick on an auxiliary 8, you can have the whole console doing the pumping on every channel. After that, we have a passive EQ. It's 3 points. Each band has a boost and a cut and a gain selector. Frequency selector. And now between insert, the compressor, and the EQ, you have 6 options, 6 combination of order, which can be achieved over here. 8 auxiliaries, that's our short fader, pan, and this guy here, which as some of you know, it's not a fader, it's actually a switch. There's 250 resistors inside, so it's extremely precise, and on top of that, they are flying faders. Moving over here to the center section, we have the auxiliary returns, you have our groups. Every group has a stereo width controller, just like we have in our LAAL limiter. There's 3 insert points that you can arrange in whatever order you wish. So that doesn't limit you, or you don't have to spend your time at the patch bay. You can also blend them, do wet, dry and wet. We have our optical compressor and the EQ over here on the master fader as well. And now what takes it step ahead from everything else, there's a mid-side matrix. But it's not just a regular mid-side matrix, because the encoder and decoder points can be put anywhere within the 3 insert points. So for instance, you can have all 3 of them running in mid-side. You can have the first insert point, let's say EQ, running in mid-side. The second and third insert are going to be running in stereo. And of course, our custom transformer is available on the master fader as well. 4 headphone outputs with a selector, of source selector and a level. They're also copied in the back.
Right.
Siphon meters. It comes stock with a TC Electronics Clarity. So we'll show you RTA and whatnot, whatever function you pick of the master fader. But as you know, if you purchase just the TC alone, it had the AES input.
Yeah.
So why would we rob you from the luxury? So it has the AES input in the back.
Over on the back.
And you switch it from the front so you can see what it does coming back from the DAW. So over here we have a 16-channel version. The power supply that we have that doesn't have a fan, doesn't generate a lot of heat. It can power up to 4 sections.
Yeah.
So that'll be a master and let's say 3 buckets of 8. That's 24 channel. 24 channels runs out of a single power supply. So that's it for the console.
Fantastic. You've really not left anything out.
I mean, I believe I did. It's just there's so much that I forget.
Yeah, no. I mean, just in the design of the console.
Well, design-wise, the over-engineering would be
you've really
the
packed
perfect.
a lot in there.
Yes,
absolutely.
Even just the fader design, like when you have 250 resistors to make a switch.
That is
so
incredible.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And these are built to order, aren't they?
They are built to order. Yes.
Yeah. Pricing.
Depending on what side of depending on what side of the street you drive.
Yeah.
US dollars, $30K for the center section.
Yeah.
$25K for the 8-channel bucket.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Plus that,
of course. Okay, so as well as the modular console that we've already taken a look at, Hum Audio have brought along their Look Ahead Analogue limiter to the show. This is quite a unique design, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and you heard that correctly. Analog Look Ahead, which is our crown jewel. By implementing bandpass filters, we achieve 0.2 millisecond look ahead to go into the limiter. On top of that, it features stereo width. You can engage it in and out. you can detect, you can link the detectors. And on top of that, you see there's two different options of bypass, because the bandpass filters are known for sweetening the sound.
Yeah.
So you can have a limiter bypass where you're just bypassing the limiting part, but the signal will still run through the electronics, and you can even engage our transformer.
Yeah.
Or you can do hard bypass, which is technically makes it disappear from the chain. Price-wise, $8,700
Yeah.
plus tax, US. Available right away, shipping.
Available
We
now.
sell a lot of them, more than I could ever expect, and we're extremely proud of it.
Amazing. Congratulations. It's a wonderful bit of kit.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Right, so whilst we're here with Hum Audio, it seems silly to not take a look at their microphones as well. You've got 3 models here.
Yes,
so is that right?
Yes, and microphones, especially this guy, RS2, is where it all started. This is a stereo ribbon mic with a built-in preamp,
Yeah.
hence the size of it. So it's controllable. You can take that remote, run it however long you want, because there's no active electronics, no signal passing through that. Run it through your patch bay, through the wall. You control your gains, you control your air boost, phase inversion. It also works in a mid-side mode.
Yeah.
So for our ribbons, you know you always needed a touch more gain. And especially, let's say, in the classical world world of classical recording that I come from, you usually keep them high up in the air. You have a very long cable run.
Yeah.
That can introduce some sort of noise. With this guy, it spits out line level.
Right.
So you're all set. But on top of that, if for all of us, we have a wonderful collection of other preamps, you have an option of bypassing the internal preamp.
Okay.
You just turn off the power supply, you run your preamps to it, turn on phantom power, and
It just
you're good
behaves
to go.
as a normal ribbon mic.
Yes, sir. On top of that, we have 2 mono models. They do not have a built-in preamp. They're just active ribbons. ARM1L stands for long. That's a 2-inch ribbon, just like in our RS2.
Yep.
ARM1S, which is a shorter ribbon, 1 inch. Also, if you look down, the remote preamp that we had in RS2, it's available as a standalone unit as
Okay.
well. So you can leave that in your control room however long you want to keep the cable run short. And you have the remote.
You've got your remote.
Yes.
But yeah. Fantastic.
Shipping now
Already
available right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pricing for the 3 models?
7.
Yep. For the
35.
stereo, and 35 for each of the mono models. Fantastic. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much.